just finished A Mother's Guide to the Apocalypse by Holly Overton. This book comes out in a few days. I did read it as a NetGalley ARC. I will have a bit of a longer review for it, but this is what I feel like is a unique book, at least for me, because I don't necessarily read this genre very often, and that is kind of a mystery thriller, but with a post-apocalyptic background setting. We have this mom who has 3 daughters. She has triplets, identical triplets, and all my dogs just came in the room. Oh, excuse you. Hello. And she becomes kind of a prepper, a doomsday prepper, and she gets really into it. And then the big quake happens, and she gets stuck in a landslide, and she disappears. And the dad of the triplets takes him back all the way to England, where they grow up thinking that mom has been unalived. And then they get this message from her mom's former best friend, saying she has information. And so they fly all the way back. Now, all the while, dad is also suffering from dementia, the early stages of dementia. So a lot of people don't listen to him, which was probably the most frustrating part, seeing a perspective from someone with dementia and now working in a nursing home with a lot of dementia patients and stuff is very, very interesting. A little bit parallel, and I can understand it a bit better. But all 3 of these sisters are kind of discovering things. They're trying to figure out what happened to their mom. And I feel like it's a very realistic post-apocalyptic setting, at least in the United States, because they fly back, and it's not exactly like the whole world has been unalived. It's not like Mad Max, but it is a little bit Mad Max, because we have these people called the Guardians who really control the water supply and drug stealing and stuff like that. But they reconnect with a lot of different clues, trying to figure out what happened to their mom. And it has a lot of twists and turns about what happened, what's going on, where do they go from here. And so I did really like that overall. I do wish we had a little bit more at the end, because we kind of find out our villains of the story at the very, very end. And it just kind of cuts off and then goes to the epilogue. And I'm like, I want to see the vindication, especially for the dad to be like, see, it wasn't a dementia episode. I was telling you guys the truth, but you brushed it off as that. And I would have loved to see a little bit more of that, of how they get back to the UK, of how things turn out the way they do. It just felt a little bit too abrupt at the end for me to fully give this a lot. So I enjoyed it overall as a different way to do a post-apocalyptic story. So if that sounds interesting to you, it comes out on the 19th, 18th or 19th. When's a Tuesday? It's usually a Tuesday. The 19th. Should be coming out August 19th. That's book releases days, are Tuesdays. I don't know why. But check it out if that sounds interesting to you.